Everyone has an idea of heaven, as do most religions, and they should all be respected. The version represented here is only a guess, a wish in some ways that my uncle, and others like him, people who felt unimportant here on earth, realised finally just how much they mattered, and how much they were loved. Chapter 1. The End. This is a story about a man named Eddie, and it begins at the end, with Eddie dying in the sun. It might seem strange to start a story with an ending, but all endings are also beginnings. We just don't know it at the time. The Five People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Aberlon is a novel so full of excellent writing and fantastic wisdom, it boggles my mind as to why it isn't more widely known. The novel takes place in a stylised version of heaven that constitutes Aberlon's guess. His version of heaven is not a stereotypical lush green garden, but rather is a series of episodes whereby your life is explained by 5 people who were in it. They may be close family members or people that you met in a crowded room and never saw again, but they all have one thing in common. They each change the course of your life forever. This book is quite a rare one, and it has the potential to appeal to a wide variety of ages. This book talks about the agonies of growing up, leaving home, falling in love for the first time, marriage, death, and everything else in between. This book is as much about following Eddie's life as it is looking back on a life lived. One good example for millions of university students who will be leaving home for the first time soon: parents rarely let go of their children, so children let go of them. They move on, they move away. The moments that used to define them, a mother's approval, a father's nod, are covered by moments of their own accomplishment. It is not until much later, as the skin sags and the heart weakens, that children understand their stories and all their accomplishments sit atop the stories of their mothers and fathers, stones upon stones, beneath the waters of their lives. The novel has all the set dressing of a seemingly light-hearted story about moving into the afterlife. The predominant part of the first few chapters is set in a fairground, looking optimistically on death as a new beginning. The deceptively cheery opening hides a much darker and more deceptive undercurrent of strained relationships. The loss of love and the decisions that Eddie made throughout the course of his life are set to curse him for all eternity. This novel doesn't lead you by the hand on a romp. This concept could have been taken and turned into a light-hearted adventure looking at only the good points on a whistle-stop tour of nostalgia. But the book is more honest than that. It acknowledges that every human life is an accumulation of both good and bad parts. The good are celebrated in shining colour, and the bad are given full frontal access to the reader, warts and all. Every life should be celebrated, and it's an awful tragedy when one is lost. But this book shows what happens to those you leave behind. Every life, whether it ended at 83 or 23, is remembered for the things that that person accomplished during their life, and the novel makes clear that the accomplishments of one's life are never forgotten, so long as they are remembered. See you next Thursday. Tough watching.
Growing out of the wall. It's what it says at the end. Fresh growing out. My line's too large. Stop filming, you twat.